Hey guys, what's up? Tori here. So, this, I really want to do a video like this, and I know it'll be my second video for this week, but I don't know, it shouldn't be too long, but this video I'm going to talk about my Michigan accent. I actually had somebody send me a message not that long ago being like, you have a Michigan accent, and I'm like, well, I'm from Michigan, so it makes sense, and I've lived in Michigan my whole life. Both my parents were born and raised in Michigan, and Michigan is all I know. So, I guess I'm just gonna kind of talk about, like, a Michigan accent. Like, for the longest, I actually didn't even really think of Michiganders having accents until I went on a mission trip when I was a sophomore. I went to North Carolina, and I remember they all kept telling, like, all the rest of these people that were on the mission trip, they were from, like, southern areas. And they all kept saying, we talk, like, they were like, you guys talk fast, and you guys, like, sound nasally, and you say things weird. And, like, I remember I said, like, I really want some pop, like, because we hadn't had any pop at all. And they were like, what's pop? And I'm like, a cold, fizzy beverage? What do you guys call it? And they were like, it's soda. And I'm like, oh, well, I say pop. That's a very Michigan thing. I don't think, like, maybe, but, like, pop is, like, a huge thing. And, Michiganders tend to have, like, kind of, like, slang type things, too. Like, the mitten means, like, we're talking about our state. Like, because, you know, our state is shaped like a mitten. So, you know, the mitten. And whenever we, like, say where we live in Michigan, we point somewhere on our hand. Or if you live in the UP, you know, you do it this way and you point wherever. I'm not going to do it because I don't want you guys knowing where I live. So, but yeah, so Michigander and people that live in the UP or the Upper Peninsula, they're typically called Yoopers. We always say the Yoopers. And the people that live in the Lower Peninsula are trolls because we're under the bridge. So I'm a troll. I live in the Lower Peninsula. And yeah, and we also tend to say, like, if we say we're going up north, that means, like, we're traveling within Michigan, usually north of us somewhere. Like, yeah, it's weird. So yeah, and there's other ones too, but, like, I don't really, some of these I don't really hear very much. Like, there's this, like, whole article that I found actually about it. It's really cool. Apparently townies is, like, a word for, like, I don't know, I've never heard that before. Some of these I haven't heard. But, like, in Michigan we say, like, we're gonna go to the store. And I always do that. I say, I'm gonna go to the store. Like, I don't say to, ever. And we say, like, I used to work there, not used to. I say that all the time. Go hunting in the woods. Yeah, like, you pronounce it like W-U-D-S, which I kind of do. I kind of don't do sometimes. I kind of don't. I don't know. Apparently a huge one is, apparently a lot of Michiganders say Toyota instead of Toyota, which I never say Toyota. I always say Toyota. So that one I don't do, but and Michiganders tend to say not or, which I do a lot too. I'm going to go to, you know, Walmart or this other store or whatever, you know, like, I don't really say, yeah. And also another big thing is we say kinda instead of kind of, which I do all the time too. I kinda want to, I kinda don't, like, I do that all the time. A lot of these I tend to do a lot, which you don't really realize, and which is, like, it kind of makes it, and Michiganders, another big thing is Michiganders like to save time when we talk. Apparently, we talk really fast. So we do things like, when, let me see. So, like, realtor, like, realtor, I guess is actually the way to say it, but I would say realtor. Like, realtor. I don't ever, like, pronounce that right. Or, like, nuclear, like, it's supposed to be pronounced like nuclear, which I don't ever say. I say nuclear. That's how I always say it, and I guess that's a typical, like, Michigander way of saying that, nuclear. And then eat, which usually people will say, like, which means did you eat? Like, I tend to say did you eat a lot. I don't really say J-E. I don't really do that one that very often, but I don't know why that one is so... I don't really even ever hear that one much myself, I guess. I guess that one, I guess it depends on the person. I do say did you eat a lot, but I don't really use J-E all the time. You guys, I always say that. I always open my video saying that, like hey guys, or you guys. I do that all the time, you guys. Another thing is, like, Secretary of State. We don't ever, like, say it like that. We say, like, Secretary of State. I don't know if you guys caught that. Like, I said, like, Secretaria instead of Secretary of State. I say Secretary of State. That's how I always say it. And I guess that's a Michigander thing, too. Michiganders apparently also say, look it. Like, they're just like, look at that. You know, like, they don't say, look at that. They say, look at that. Look it. Which I do all the time. Where at apparently is a Michigander thing. Like, I do that all the time, like, where at, or which means, like, where are you at, or where is that at, or whatever. But where at. I kind of do. It kind of depends on the situation if I say that too. More on the Michigan accent. Where it's like Pontiac, it's actually Pontiac, but we don't pronounce the T. Like, that's a very common one. Is like Michiganders don't pronounce T. It's like in the word Pontiac. I can't even like make myself say Pontiac. Like, that just sounds weird. Or like Dwajac. It's spelled Dowwagiac, but it's always pronounced Dwajac. Like, that's just kind of how we pronounce it. In Livonia, it's Livonia, which most people would probably say Livonia, which we don't. We say Livonia, like it's faster. In the city of Grand Rapids, we tend to say Grand Rapids. Like, that's how I always say it too. I don't ever say like Grand Rapids. I say Grand Rapids, or we say GR too. A lot of people be like, I'm gonna go to GR or Grand Rapids or whatever. We tend to do things like we say the word crayons, like we say it like CRANS, not how it's spelled. I always say it that way. I'm always like crayons. Which I guess kind of is where the nasally thing comes from, because really when you think about it, it's like crayons, like crayons, I don't know. And another thing that apparently Michiganders tend to do a lot is they have like a glottal stop. Like, you know, like when little kids go like, uh-oh, you know, like they kind of like make that stop in their voice. We tend to do that too with words like kitten. Like, you know, we don't say kitten, we say kitten. Or button, you know, like you kind of stop your voice a little bit when you say it. We don't say kitten or button, we say kitten or button. And like, that's how I always say it too. In the letter T, we script letter T. Like in the word city, we don't ever say city, we say city. Like, I always say city, I never say city. That sounds weird. And we tend to make our A's more like A's all the time, like hockey, Chicago. Like, I don't know how else you're supposed to say that. Like, I don't know. Like, when I see, like, I really think about this. Like, how are you supposed to say hockey? Hockey. I don't know. Hockey. Chicago. I don't know. It's weird, but yeah. That was like really weird when someone was like, you have a Michigan accent. Like, yeah, I'm from Michigan, so I mean, I guess that's a lot of like things Michiganders do. So yeah, and just a fun little quick video, random. I don't know, if you guys think I do have a Michigan accent, you can comment below. A lot of that stuff, like, I do tend to do, even if not always in my videos, I do tend to do it. So that's interesting. But yeah, so if you have any comments about my Michigan accent, you guys can comment below and let me know if you really think I do have a Michigan accent or not. Okay? Bye, guys.